CZECH COMBAT.
Okay, welcome again to the CZECH FIREARMS podcast. Today we are on CZECH COMBAT 2024, the tactical shooting match, first of its kind in Czech Republic. And our third guest for today is the participant, the James Reeves himself. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. It really is an honor.
Thank you. We really appreciate your presence. You guys really raised the bar of excitement for this match. We have a lot of fanboys.
Stop
so,
it.
Yeah, and we do are as well. So, you don't usually shoot the matches like this.
No,
There's
I've
a
done
very
one
few.
ever. One other than this ever.
Oh, so 2 total.
Well, 1.5. I'm only halfway done today.
True.
Oh, that's true. All right. Who forced you to do so?
What, this one?
Yeah.
You guys asked me to do something, and I did not want to do this. I did not want to do this, but if you guys asked me to do it, I consider you guys.
I blame Jan
Jan.
for this.
Yeah, and Jan, I consider you guys to be personal friends. So I really I do not do these, but I decided to do it just because you guys asked me to.
Just wait what we do.
And you paid me. No, I'm kidding. They didn't pay me.
Just wait what we do to our enemies, you know?
Yeah, right.
If we do this to
I know, our friends.
All right. So, how did you enjoy the very first stages?
Ooh, yeah, like I said, for me, these are different, right? In my mind, it's a little bit sometimes like doing the hokey pokey. And so I felt really good about my shooting. And again, these guns that I received this morning, it was sight unseen, right? I got my Bren 2. Of course, I've shot that plenty of times. I got my CZP-10. I've shot that plenty of times. I felt really good about my shooting and
That's good.
With the rifle and the pistol.
These are some good signs.
I think I got a fucking time penalty on 4 stages, on like from moderate to severe. And again, it's like we have something called the hokey pokey in the United States. I don't know, but it's like a stupid song about like you got to do all these things.
Yeah.
And so it's like, for example, at the last stage, so number 6, they're like, hey, look, it's a little shoot house. You know, you go in here, and this stage is going to be really easy. Everyone's going to do just fine. And then they're like, oh, James, yeah, really sorry, man. You walked by that doorway too fast, and so we had to dock you 6 seconds, or something. I'm like, motherfucker, like I don't know what this is. Like if there's 6 dudes in my house, I'm gonna stand outside and be like, hello, please. Yeah, can you come over, send like 2 SWAT teams to my house? I ain't going in this son of a bitch. So, it's stuff like, and then, I'm going to throw Ryan under the bus too. Ryan, my camera guy, my partner on TFB TV, one of my best friends and truly like a brother to me. That all said, he's trying to help me out without like giving too much away. And in one of the stages, he's like, hey, James, there's like a little surprise. He's like, giving you a little hint. Keep the top secret documents secret. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, that. And Ian catches us. He's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, dude, he just gave me a hint. Like, I don't even know what he means. So, we go, am I allowed to talk about the stage? I go in the stage for the top secret documents, and there are all these folders, and none of them say top secret. So I am flipping through the folders looking for a cover sheet that says top secret to keep the document secret. And eventually I find out that they were hidden somewhere else, but I was spending so much time trying to keep the document secret. So they were like, dude, what were you doing in that house for so long? And so again, it's like I think about like American football player. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a Saints fan first, Dolphins fan second. Tyreek Hill, one of the best wide receivers of all time. Tyreek Hill would get fined $7,000 a game for not wearing socks. He would wear no-show socks, and he'd get fined $7,000 a game. But they didn't take points off of his score. They didn't say, oh, well, the Dolphins won, but we're going to deduct points because Tyreek Hill wasn't wearing socks. So it's shit like that where it's like, and again, I talked about the first competition that I did that was Maxim Magazine, Maximum Warrior 2011. I actually won that. And there was a
2011?
2011,
that's
13
a long
years
time
ago. And that's the last one I did.
Shit.
And so that was 13 years ago. I won that one. And I actually got $10,000 cash. I gave half of it right away to Wounded Warrior Project.
Oh, nice.
Well, I mean, it was there were a lot of military vets that were there.
Okay.
And it felt like the right thing to do. Like, it was a windfall. I didn't think I was going to win $10,000. But that said, one of the stages I came in dead last because they said, put the tourniquet on the dummy. there's going to be a dummy in that shoot house. Put the tourniquet on him. So I put it on his wrist. And I come out, and they're like, dude, you didn't notice this guy was missing half a leg? I'm like, you didn't tell me. I'm not a doctor. You know, you just said put it on the dummy, and that's what I did. And so I still won.
Technically, you haven't broke the rules.
Exactly. And
Follow
so,
the rules.
you know, for me, it's like all of these, like, hey, make sure you do this, don't do that. It seems to be a little bit arbitrary. So I was very happy with my shooting. I was very happy with my performance. I was honored to be on a team with Ian McCollum and with Jigga, one of my best friends.
Have you had fun?
I mean, I've had fun watching. I got frustrated. Like at the end of this one, I mean, you can ask Ian and Jigga, they would probably tell you. I mean, I was motherfucking my way all the way back to this tent just because like I got so frustrated with every stage. Like you broke this rule, you broke this rule, how'd I shoot? Oh, you shot great.
Yeah, penalties.
Broke this rule. You broke.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
frustrating.
Yeah. So I actually was very frustrated. I've had look, shooting guns, right? It's better than being in the office. But yeah, that was. I'm just a little pissed, and I'm sure Jigga and Ian told you.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna ask about the worst stage then.
Oh no! Go, come on.
All right, what was your kit? So you've been actually running the light division?
Yeah, you guys were calling it the pussy division. You know, again, no, and I understand it. I get it.
It was
but-
purposefully named like this to motivate the other guys or all the guys to wear a helmet and wax, to go for heavy
And it's like
division,
I don't.
That was
own a helmet.
officially recommended.
Right. I don't own a helmet. I do have 2 plate carriers with Hescos, and I'm just in case. But, you know, I'm a big believer. You guys know I spend a lot of time at Thunder Ranch, and I spend time with instructors who are like, look, train like you fight, you know, whatever. If this is what you're going to, I mean, I'm wearing right now what I would normally wear on a daily basis. And so for me, getting the reps in, like how I'm normally dressed and seeing what my performance is, I can gauge my, if I'm wearing a helmet and a plate carrier and I do a shit job, I'll be like, it's because I was wearing a helmet and plate carrier. But this allows me to gauge my real skills. And so, you know, I totally understand that everyone's breaking my balls about like not wearing the plate carrier and taking easy street. But for me, you know, it was important to do it this way.
Yeah, there's no need to take it too seriously.
I'm also a pussy. There's that too. There's also that important
Actually,
fact.
yesterday when we had that pre-match, I was about to go light also. And I switched like last minute before because they were pushing me whole day, you know, like, it's pussy division and so on.
He's
So
got a chance to borrow the plates.
Right.
Yeah, I got a chance to borrow the plates and everything. So I was like, yeah, okay, damn you, I'm doing the hard stuff.
Yeah.
I was significantly proud afterwards because I was like, pussy all the time.
I'm not that strong mentally. I was just overruled and I had to go armored.
Yeah. So what was your... So you already mentioned that you run like a civilian kind of clothing.
Yes.
And the Giga gave you like a solid credit for that. He was that serious.
No, he was being nice. He just knew how pissed off I was.
Man,
and again, you know, he's one of the best people I know in the gun business. He's
I mean,
a
we've been
longtime
watching too.
friend.
We've been watching too. So our tent actually is very close to the few stages. So we've been watching your runs, and it was solid, man.
Yeah, it looked great.
Yeah.
I thank you. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't like. I just didn't want to embarrass myself, and you know, I felt good about my shooting. Like I said, I felt good about my shooting, and that is what's important to me.
But everyone does mistakes. I mean, like
Especially if this is your second competition, like this style competition.
Oh, don't make me lawyer you on the word mistakes. Where it's like, you know, for me, it's like I was like, this is totally fucking arbitrary. You know, like I'm not committing a mistake. There is one where I dropped the dude on his head really hard. And on the stage with the ATV, the first time I just was like, thwonk. And that was a mistake. I was like, ooh, you know, I knew better than that. You know, like I knew, but, you know, some of the other time, the penalties that I got were that's why I was angry. I didn't feel like I made a mistake. I just feel like I was unlucky, you know, or like I did something wrong. You know.
All right. So we also want to go through the guns.
Yes.
You've been using.
Yes.
Satisfied with your setup?
Absolutely. So P10, I mean, you guys know TFB TV. I've been sponsored by Glock for forever. But, you know, like that said, I would have no qualms. And I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again, and Glock doesn't care. You know, look, if I wasn't such a hardcore Glock guy, I would probably carry a P10. Shot wonderfully with it today. Shout out to Aimpoint. I had the Acro on
the
there.
P2. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you. And again, here's another thing I'm going to bitch about. The ATV stage. They're like, oh, you know, I'm right on the line. They're like, you got 2 Charlies. And I'm putting, I'm serious, I'm putting 3 shots into a quarter size group on all these targets. But I couldn't see, I've never seen these European IPSC targets where it's like the A zone starts like up here. And it's like, had I known, I would have shot a little higher, but they're like, you know, I was so close on 2 of them. They're like, yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have to dock you 4
You
points.
just aimed for a dead center.
And I just wanted to be like, dude, look how great that group is. You're going to dock me? You're going to dock me like for this awesome group? So
Look at this group, come on.
Yeah, I'm aiming for dead center, and I didn't realize that if you're aiming for dead center, you're actually aiming pretty low.
All right.
So that was new to me.
Yeah, because it's so close.
Yeah, and then of course the Brent's phenomenal. You know, it did great. I couldn't be happier. You know, and it's funny because I was like, man, I'm an AR guy. I've got a ton of ARs. Yeah, and
It's totally fine.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I'm really going to get hosed like using the Bren with, you know, you have reciprocating mass, you've got like a piston operating system. It's probably going to be harder recoiling. Swear to God, like I'm not just saying this because you guys are here. I did not notice. Like I did the performance for 5.56. I mean, if you put them up to a scale or something, I'm sure I would think that the AR would have a lighter recoil impulse, but actually on the range when you're not thinking, oh, wonder how the recoil impulse is going to be on this, and you're actually shooting it, I wasn't like, man, I would have made that shot with an AR at any point. So it was phenomenal. One thing I did, a lot of these stages, you start with a magazine in but an empty chamber. So I'm like, reaching over the top, for the T handle, and I'm like, oh shit.
That's American Spy, right?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, that did get me. That was the one thing, but other than that, I loved it.
All right, man. Thank you for sharing your experience after the first day of the CZECH COMBAT 2024, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me.
Good luck, man.
Enjoy the rest of the day,
Thank you.